streets and houses we are riding by. Everyone can see it smiling over the sky. Paint the whole world with the rainbow. Rainbow. All along the streams and rivers shining in the lakes. See the colors of the rainbow as the morning breaks. Paint the whole world with our rainbow.
Hello there all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here. We've got a lot to get through, and before we start I just want to thank Robert Elise who sent me these Lacoste tops, even though he's been working for Elise for ages. Thanks very much Rob, but the wrong size mate. Well, thanks very much, you're the top man. Right, I'm going to get straight down to it, straight down to business. I'm not going to pull any punches today, it's just going to be proper hardcore boxing talk. Now, as you all know, a lot's gone on in the last 48 hours or so regarding Billy Joe Saunders, and a lot's happened, and so we're going to basically this little video is going to basically be about Billy Joe and what's happening with Billy Joe. It's all going to be stuff that I've researched and stuff I've had sent, and we're going to base it around Billy Joe. So all you hardcores out there, you're going to enjoy this video, even though I've got the sun blasting in at the back of my window, because the company that's coming to fit my blinds in my house are not coming well on Monday from Sheffield, so it's a bit of a mess around at the moment. I'm trying to sort this computer out, this tripod and all the rest of the crap, because I'm not the most technically gifted person. I'm not bad at mathematics and history, anything academic wise I'm very good at, but computers are not me. So right, I'm just going to come straight out with stuff. I'm just looking for a picture of Billy Joe that I could put on here actually. Hang on, that's not Billy Joe, that's Zippy. That's Zippy, Jeffrey! So we can't have him. Rocky, shut up! I'm just doing my Zippy impression. Rocky, it's okay. What are you being 10 men for? What are you acting 10 men for? It's just an impression of Zippy from Rainbow, which was my favourite programme when I was a kid. Here we go, Billy Joe Saunders. Let's have a picture of Bill up. Let's have a picture of Bill. Bill's had a bit of a raw deal, hasn't he? There you go. Billy Joe Saunders. Right, there's a picture of Billy. Right. There's a picture of Billy Joe Saunders for you to focus on while I get all the info out, and stick these t-shirts in here before Rocky decides to shred one of them. Tell you what, if I were famous, can you imagine the free stuff you get sent if you were famous? Jesus, do they even thank people for it? But thank you very much, Rob Elise, you are the top man. To be honest with you, Rob, I preferred them Elise tops because they're a bit retro, aren't they? I don't think Lacoste's retro, but thank you very much, you're a gentleman. But I'm going to need to lose a few more stone before I fit into them, Rob, so if you could change size that'd be grateful. I prefer 3XL, not what you've sent me. Right, Billy Joe. Right, we all know what's going on with Billy Joe, don't we? He's had a bit of a, well, they say he's had a tough time, don't they, lately, but he brings a lot on it on himself, doesn't he? What can I say about Billy Joe that hasn't already been said? He's an Olympian, he's a decorated amateur, British, Commonwealth, European, and a 3-year world champion. Now, I'm going to go straight in on it. Yeah, you've probably already seen the you've probably already seen the picture of the front of the video. It's as you can see, it's a picture that somebody sent me regarding the fights that have been cancelled for Billy while he's being world champion. Now, Billy won the title, didn't he, off Andy Lee. Now, I'm just going to read you something out I've been sent. Lee versus Saunders originally was scheduled for Thomond Park in Limerick, September the 19th, 2015. It was cancelled and rescheduled for 10th of October 2015. Keep that dog down there. It's rescheduled for 10th of October 2015 at Manchester Arena, and that was cancelled. Finally, they fought the third time of asking in December 2015. So Billy's been the champion 34 months. He was then scheduled to make a first defence versus Max Bursack at the Copper Box in April 2016. That was cancelled. Now you're talking a glamour division, one of the old school 8 divisions, and obviously what is the 17 divisions now, around about that. The glamour divisions are the old school ones, aren't they? Your middleweight, your heavyweight, your welterweight, your lightweight, you know, them sort of weights. Middleweight is a glamour division. Marvin Hagler, when he had belt, it was glamorous, and so on. Now, what on earth is Billy Joe doing going into the Copper Box to have a defence anyway? Now, that fight was cancelled, but he fought Akavov at Paisley Leisure Centre December 2016. So he didn't fight Bursack, he fought Akavov at Paisley Leisure Centre on 10 days notice and stunk the place out. Box Nation had him losing the fight, Woodall, Buncey and Barry Jones, but he got the decision. I had it to Billy Joe by 1 round. Right, that's his worst ever performance and he still won, but the experts had him losing. But Frank Warren got him over the line, didn't he? Why? Because, well, it's the WBO, isn't it? It's the Warren Boxing Organisation, in my opinion. Right, they do what Frank Warren says. So, but do they? I'll get to that in a bit. So plenty of time. We're only 8 minutes in. Now, it was then rescheduled. He was then scheduled to fight Kurt Seedis in July 2017. That fight got cancelled. First fight in 2017 wasn't until he went to Inglegym, Fort Monroe, in September 2017. Same night as Canelo versus Triple G. The first one, when Canelo fought Triple G. Fishers Frank saying the winners will fight each other. Now, everybody bought into it, didn't they? Winners of Triple G and Canelo were going to fight Billy Joe. Now, again, Billy Joe stunk the place out, didn't he, against Monroe. He won on points. Now, we get to December 17, 2017, goes to Canada and schools David Lemieux in his career best performance. Now, that's the Billy Joe that we all know. World class performance. World class stylist, purist, whatever you want to call it, it's hit and not get hit. That's why everybody, including myself, squeezed Billy Joe into their top 15. I'm talking all people in boxing, people in the know. I'm not saying I'm in the know in boxing, but I'd like to think that, you know, I've got enough people who are quite high up in boxing and do ask my opinion. We're talking world champions, promoters and world class trainers. Say, what do you think, Ross? Well, it's nice when you get asked an opinion. And I had him in my top 15 pound for pound. I had him at number 13 in my pound for pound list. Porky's pound for pound list. I don't put that on here because a lot of people give me a lot of stick. You can't put him in your pound for pound, and pound for pound lists change all the time, but If people want me to put a top 15 list up every month, I will, but it's up to you, the followers, on the subscribers on here, and the boxing fans. Not porky fans, just boxing fans. If you want me to do a pound for pound list, I will. I'll do it on the same day as I do my pound for pound helmets of the month. It sort of balances it out, but I had Billy Joe at number 13, right? After he beat Lemieux. Big things for 2018 were planned after he beat Lemieux. Sure, surely to God, after that fight, you're going to capitalise on that, aren't you? Bit like Tyson Fury beating Vladimir. 2016 should have been his year, but no. 2 fights versus Martin Murray cancelled. Fans left continuously. Is that spelled? Out of pocket. Out of pocket. He gets an £100,000 fine off at board for that drug assault, whatever fiasco with a prostitute and a man in the street and paedophile accusations, and then he fails a drug test and potentially getting stripped. It's fight versus Andrade is cancelled. That's basically where Billy Joe's at. Now, let me back up a bit through his text. Let's have a look what else I've been sent. The Eubanks, have a look here. Saunders versus Andy Lee was pushed back twice, moved from Limerick to Manchester, same as Eubank fight was put back once as well, the first Eubank fight. It's a career of stop, start, but he's beat everybody who he's been in ring with. So I'm going to leave you with these. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to leave you just yet. I'm going to ask you, Billy Joe Saunders, right? Can he fight? The answer's yeah. Is he a good fighter? No. He's a great fighter. Could be an all-time great. He's 29 years old. 29 years old. Just turned 29. And that's what I'm going to call this video. Oh, Billy Joe Saunders, the truth. And is he washed up at 29? Well, washed up physically and mentally, no. But politics, yes. They're trying to do to him what they've done to Tyson Fury. But does he help himself? No, he don't. He needs to put some money into PR. No doubt he's going to have to pay 20 odd grand plus or whatever to appeal this, because Frank won't be doing this for naught, will he? And I'm sure whatever money Billy has to part with will be on top of his fine. They're all going to want every penny off him, as much as they can get. Boxing is a very, very, very unforgiving sport. It's unforgiving. It's only sport, as a world champion said to me last night in early hours. It's the only sport where 1 minute you can fight him for 7 figures, as a former champion said to me, and the next day you're on the cheekbones of your arse going back to doing what you can age 29 without boxing. Now I worry for Billy Joe Saunders without boxing. What's he going to do? Now he seems to be going from one disaster to another. He's gone from Jimmy Tibbs, British, Commonwealth, European and World Champion, with Billy Tibbs and Mark Tibbs. He's gone from being from that with them to Adam Booth, didn't work out. Adam Booth has got his reasons why it didn't work out. Now, we've all heard rumours, but rumours are not substantiated until Adam or Billy come out and say something. But Adam Booth didn't want to work with Billy, did he? He's gone from there to Ben Davidson. He had one fight with Ben Davidson, which was a stinker in Paisley, Scotland, and that didn't work out. But Ben Davidson's tipped to be best trainer pound for pound in the world in the next few years, according to John Fury and Asgi Attar, who's a member of Team Fury, Asgi. Now, that remains to be seen. So far, all we've seen from Ben Davidson are 3 fights. The Billy Joe Saunders against that guy in Paisley, which were a stinker, and Serapha Sarifi and Pianetta with Tyson Fury. Ben Davidson's 3-0 as a trainer, but them 3 fights there, they don't exactly put him up there with Emmanuel Stewart, do they? And Angelo Dundee. But he's a young lad and he could be a trainer for the next 40 years if he wanted. There's a lot to learn. So I can't comment on him, but what I can comment in is Billy Joe has gone from Ben Davidson after Tibbs, Bove, Ben Davidson, gone from the Tibbs family to Adam Bove to Ben Davidson to Dominic Ingle, and now we've got this sort of fiasco with the drug thing, and who's give Billy Joe this drink or whatever he's been given. I mean, his team should have had a list of the banned substances, do's and don'ts. You can't have this, you can't have that. It's like if you work in a health shop. You can have this, sprouts and chicken and broccoli and steamed veg and fish, and you can't have this, fried breakfast, fish and chips, pies, McDonald's. Just the same with a team in boxing, where you'll look at the list of what you can and can't have. Now, it's one of them. It's just one of them things, isn't it? But the bottom line is this: as far as I'm concerned, it's not looking good for Billy Joe, is it? Now, there's rumours going around that he's driving around in Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, and just being Billy Joe, I suppose. You know, you're in Sheffield, you're away from home, all your mates aren't there, so you've got to amuse yourself, haven't you? Now, but there's amusing yourself and there's carrying on like Billy Joe were. And I think he's let himself down, really. He's probably let himself down because we're talking about here probably one of the greatest middleweights to ever come out of this country. I mean, I've got him down as beating Nigel Benn in Eubank over 12 rounds. I don't think Nigel Benn hits him. And I think Christopher Eubank Sr., I think Billy Joe would probably take him apart and knock him out. Maybe not knock him out, but just take him apart. He'd take both. He beat one Eubank, his son, and he beat the dad even easier, because the dad hasn't got the work rate, has he, to chase Billy Joe round the ring. And the dad was a counter puncher, wasn't he, Christopher Eubanks Sr. Christopher Livingston Eubanks. He was a counter puncher. Now Billy Joe's a counter puncher, but I think Billy Joe takes the dad apart all night long. Yeah, the dad's got a good chin, but he's not active enough in the ring throwing punches to beat Billy Joe. Billy Joe schools the dad. I think he knocks Nigel Benn out late on. I think Nigel Benn runs out of ideas. And I think he beats Alan Minter. And I think you'd have to say it's between Billy Joe or Randy Turpin, who are probably the greatest middleweights that we've ever had. He is that good. But behaviour wise, he's let himself down. There's something fundamentally wrong with him. I think he's crying out for help. I think he needs somebody at MTK or his trainer or his manager or Tyson Fury or his dad or somebody needs to sit Billy down and put their arm around him and say, Billy, you're crying out for help here, what is wrong? I don't think it can be the end for him, but he's got to sit down and have a good look at himself. We all love a comeback, and he's got to think what's going on here. Now, Eddie Hearn doesn't care about Billy Joe. He's just wanted the belt. Now Eddie Hearn's going to try and palm it off now as well. What could I do, Bill? I had to have a guy ready as backup. They've got this WBO #2 guy ready for Andrade. They already had him lined up. Now, has something gone on in the background? Now, this is what I'm going to come to now. Here's a few little points I want you to think on, all you hardcore fans. Billy Joe Saunders doesn't sell a ticket. He doesn't sell a ticket. He alienates people. He alienates fans with his antics outside the ring. He alienates opponents. Have the organisations, the powers that be, had enough? Now, I've heard on good authority today that after that incident with the prostitute, that people were raising eyebrows and they were worried about putting him on DAZN. I've also heard that Adam Smith, aka Mr Bean, had heard off Johnny Nelson that that's out of order, how can you put him on Sky? Now if that's coming from people within the Ingle camp, Johnny Nelson, what's going on? Now if you go on Twitter, I'm not on Twitter but people send me selfies all the time. Dominic Ingle's tweets on Twitter are protected unless you follow him, because he's had that much abuse of people saying, why have you still got Billy Joe Saunders in camp, Dominic? Why are you not coming out to comment on the Billy Joe Saunders prostitute carry on, that thing in the Rolls Royce thing where he's with Galahad and the other kid? Why are you not commenting, Dominic? Why are you not taking action when you threw Tyon Booth out at ring for a comment that were banter that went wrong? You got rid of Tyon Booth, but yet Tyon Booth, he's on £2,000 a fight ticket deal. Billy Joe Saunders is on $2.3 million his next fight. And I think that's probably why Dominic's protected his account from people asking him questions and giving it to him. He probably don't know what to say. They've probably not been able to deal with something like this. Now, Dominic might be sat there thinking, is it worth all the hassle? And then he'll come to a conclusion that, well, I'm going to get 10% of $2.3 million. Money talks and bullshit walks, doesn't it? Now, what I don't want to see is something that I always preach, and I'm going to preach to my son, that the most precious thing in life is wasted talent. And now my son's never going to be a boxer. Now, he's 6-year-old next month and he's being assessed for autism. Now that's not my fault. They're born with it, aren't they? So he's probably not going to be a boxer. And I've had him in garden playing football with me. He's not going to be in anybody's team either at school, I don't think. He's probably going to be one of them lads that, you know, when you pick them up, you line up on pitch, you know, when you're playing games at school and teacher says, pick a team, then he'll be one of them at end. He's not going to be in team. I've told him that he's going to be a squad member. He's going to be a squad member, so, but he's my lad, isn't he? But I don't think that, getting back to Billy Joe, I don't think that things are going right for him. But like I just said, I think he just needs an arm around him, Billy Joe. He needs an arm around him, and somebody needs to say to him, probably like Tyson Fury, he's just come through a lot of things, and Tyson's talking about helping old people that are depressed and got problems and that, and he's saying all right things, and he's turned over a new leaf, and it's all brilliant. I think maybe Tyson Fury, he's a lovable kid, isn't he? And he's got a big heart, so they say. Maybe Tyson could have a word with Billy Joe and help him out, because he's crying out for help. Billy Joe is crying out for help. He needs somebody to help him. Now, and I want to see somebody help him out. I don't want to see people like Eddie Hearn picking at his bones, because Eddie Hearn's going to say one thing to Billy Joe and then he's going to do another behind his back. Now, it's only 3 weeks ago that Billy Joe ran an aeroplane with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn had a note that Billy Joe stuck on him that said, I'm a cunt or something, it said. I don't like to say the C word, but didn't Billy Joe have, only banter in it, but Billy's bit of banter isn't everybody else's bit of banter. You know, it's childish behaviour, and if he sits down he'll realise that. But don't waste your talent, Billy. I know you probably haven't listened to this, Bill. Don't waste your talent. Alright, I'm not going to even go through the emails that we've had regarding this. You know, I've had over 300 emails asking questions over the last few months that I should ask Eddie Hearn. Now, I've had over 150 in one night regarding this. That's porkycorner@mail.com, lowercasing. Now, I can't answer all them because there's too many, but thank you for all the questions. And people I'm not going to repeat half the stuff that they said because it's negative and it's people having a go at Billy Joe. Nobody wants to have a go at Billy Joe. I want to help him, but he's heading for Skid Row. He might have a few quid now and nice cars and all that, but he's going to see who his friends are now, isn't he? And I'm going to tell you something now. There's people in Billy Joe's circle that knew this were happening. People who know Eddie Hearn, they know this. They knew this were coming. Now they were probably told not to say anything, or, but this were on the cards. Now, Paco, the WBO guy, he said that they're going to strip Billy Joe. If they strip him, and they don't get, if Billy Joe don't get a license to fight, they're going to strip him. Now we're hearing stories that it's going to be the WBO interim fight until Billy Joe's appeal sorted. So already the WBO are backtracking, aren't they? That's Warren flexing his little biceps. But Eddie Hearn's going to put it to Paco. He's going to say, look, Paco, Billy's been the world champion for 34 months and he's had 3 defences in 34 months. This would have been his 4th. So basically you could say in 3 years 4 defences, but he hasn't now, so he'd have 3 defences in 34 months. What's that? 1 in Paisley, and he had them other 2, didn't he? Right? Not exactly busy and active, is he? They're not going to get much percentage of money off that, are they, the WBO? Eddie Hearn would have turned around to him and said, look, I want my fighters out 3 or 4 times a year, not once a year, and I want them out in big stadiums. I'm going to make unification fights. Eddie's looking to take over the middleweight division. Now Canelo's moved up. He's looking at taking super middleweight over with Callum Smith. He's looking at taking light heavyweight over with Beterbiev. And he's looking at taking cruiserweights over because he's got Erskine belts and Bellew fighting him. And he's already got 3 of the 4 main belts at heavyweight. Eddie Hearn is taking over. Now he's taking over. He's took Tyson Fury's belts without getting Tyson in the ring. He's took Billy Joe Saunders' belt without getting him in the ring. And I can assure you that he'll be having a word with Paco and Frank Warren. If Frank Warren doesn't sort this with the WBO, I think we're looking at a new era in boxing. I think we're looking at Eddie Hearn being the man. The man, taking over Frank Warren, taking over Bob Arum, taking over De La Hoya, Lou DiBella, Al Heyman. If Eddie Hearn wins this little victory with the WBO, he is the kingpin, and I will dip my hat to him for what he's done. I don't like how he goes around about his business. I don't like the StubHub. I definitely don't like the pay-per-view prices. I think a tenner's enough for pay-per-view on top of subscriptions. I don't like how they rinse money out of every sport that they do, but I'm only interested in boxing. But you've got to give it to Eddie Hearn. He pays his men on the night and he delivers. Now, he is taking over. And if he wins this little battle with Frank Warren over the WBO, Frank Warren's going to start losing people, because people are going to think, well, what's going to happen next? Frank's going to look like he's got egg on his face. Now, who's he left with then? Who's he got? Frampton, he's going to be gone soon. Tyson Fury. What if he gets beat against Wilder? Or if he has a funny mood and walks? What if Billy Joe don't come back? What's going to happen to Frank? He looks like he's going to be in trouble. Now, Frank's going to pull out all the stops to sort this, but money talks. If you're making defences at the Copper Box in England, or you've got to go on the road, it's not good, and Billy's upsetting a lot of people. So I wish Billy Joe Saunders well, but I'm worried for him, and I fear for boxing if Eddie Hearn takes over, because you know what Eddie's like. He likes a pound note, doesn't he? But could you imagine Eddie Hearn taking over boxing? Jesus Christ, it'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it? But it is what it is, and the story so far is a soap opera. But so let's all get behind Billy Joe Saunders and back him. But I think it's wrong what's happened. His B sample, apparently, the word is that were negative. He's had a raw deal here, Billy Joe, but there's something going on in the background. I can't put my finger on it, but I think it's all come home to roost with Billy Joe. But it is what it is, and I wish him all the best. So keep on trucking. A big shout out to my sponsors. You know who you are. Take care. Peace out. Love Big Porky. Shout out to Claire Marsh.